Okay. I may have poisoned myself with nicotine. Or I got some 24-hour bug. Well, 48 hours. It doesn't matter. It's in the past. I was real sick for like a day or two or something. I'm not sure why. I work in maintenance, so some of the time you gotta get your hands dirty. There's just no way around it. And that might have been it. Or I might have poisoned myself with nicotine. I was involved in some heated Dark Souls 3 playing, and I lost track of how much of e-cigarette I was using, and I was using one of those 5% ones. So it might have been that. I don't know. Either way, I was really under the weather for a little while, but I feel somewhat better this morning. I made myself go running. I only ran for like 6 miles. I did 10 miles on Sunday. Not important. Not important. I need to get back up to feeling like 15 though, but I don't want to go from not running for 3 months to back up to 15 miles because then I am concerned I'll tear something else. Uh, so, step by step. However, however, I had a video done, uh, and I didn't put it up because it was too incomplete and it's too controversial of a topic. So I'm gonna work on redoing that and fixing it up a little and so forth. And I have to start doing things with editing. I have to. I like doing things in one shot, and I like the imperfect camera angles. I need a microphone, or at least some kind of sound conveyance mechanism. Uh, like I gotta do all that stuff because it will come off better than just using my phone on a stack of books on a trash can. That's the tripod. But I really like. I know I could work on the camera angle and make myself look better. I don't want to do that intentionally. Like, I, all this like beautifying the self and like making yourself like get my good side. Like, fuck all that. Like, humans are imperfect. Humans, I feel like it sets a false standard for people, and like everybody online is always trying to get their good side and worried about how they look. And like, I know I can make myself look better, but fuck all that. Like, that's kind of losing the point of what I'm trying to do, which is at least stay somewhat connected to reality. Like, I don't like the irreality. I I expect it more from women because they have to do things like wear makeup and stuff like that. So if like you spend an hour putting on makeup and shit, I understand why you'd want a photo editor to like edit your fucking photos. And I've always seen photos as way more important to women. Like, their phones are always full of photos and of like people they know and shit. And like, they'd even take pictures of me, and I'd be like, "Why the fuck are you taking pictures of me? I don't want pictures of me." Like, you're stealing my soul. What's going on here? I don't like pictures. But usually I will concede. However, I understand why women would do something like that. I am alarmed when I see that straight men are very heavily involved in that now. That's kind of concerning to me. And like, I wonder where their minds are. And like, I'm not, as I always point out, I'm not like a good example of masculinity. I'm too into emotional things. I'm too into literature. I'm too into art. Uh, you know, and then I see how even effeminate many masculine guys have become like on the internet, and like, that's very concerning to me. Uh, maybe it means nothing. Maybe it's just my dinosaur-esque perspective on life. But uh, I understand why women do it, but then I don't understand why guys would do it. Well, I understand like they want to be they want to be beautiful or pretty, I guess. I think that loses the point. Like, people are flawed. Like if like I know because I lost so much weight over the course of my life. I weighed like 330 pounds at one point, and I know dropping all that weight, it fucked my skin up, and it bothers the fuck out of me that you can see it on my face. Like, oh, that fucking drives me insane. But if I were to like position the camera in such a way where that couldn't be seen, that's fucking like that's phony. That's fake. That's like an aesthetic. I think that would be disgraceful to do. Maybe I'm fucking crazy, you know. I mean, in a sense, I obviously am, but like, in another sense, I quite literally think the world has gone crazy. Like, I think we live in an age in America of like the Scarecrow, the Hollow Man, the Stuffed Man, people that have no standards or no values, or they are willing to switch their standards or values dependent on what group they are connected with at that time. And to someone like myself, that is extremely concerning. Like when I saw that dude like drop a value he had professed to have for like 4 or 5 years. He had always professed to have this value of Blackstone's formulation, which is basically like 10 guilty men go free. So we make sure one innocent doesn't go to jail. It's basically it. But when I saw that dude just 180 his position and start talking about mass arrests and shit, like I, as an example, the relationship I was in that fell apart. Like I feel I should have died over that. I should have been willing to give my life over it, like making that work, right? That's a value I have. And I did not live up to that value. And it haunts me every day. I hate myself for that. And I should. Like, it should be something that I constantly have nagging at me. It should not be something that like is easily forgotten and like, oh well, la di da. Like it when you fail and you hurt other people or you change, like you have sacrificed something. And to me, when I see people sacrifice parts of themselves and are like, oh, it doesn't matter because I don't see it as anything meaningful. It's like the beliefs I have about things are deeply important. So important, I'm spitting on myself. But they are very, very important. They are things I take extraordinarily serious. And when I see people betray them, it affects how I see that person. And like, as far as like groups and stuff, like people that will change their beliefs that rapidly, they aren't someone you would want in a group because like they're gonna get into a certain point and then they might have one of their patented changes of heart and just 180 again. And the way I see like everyone asking for money, uh, that's something I don't like. Uh, I know they see it as a job and stuff like that, and like they're entertainers or something. I don't like it. Uh, like it's too close to like government stuff and always asking for money and stuff. I don't like it. You should hang on to your money. You should spend your money on you. You should not spend your money on someone else unless you're dating that someone or involved in some kind of sadomasochistic relationship. uh, but like outside of those things, you really shouldn't be spending your money on other people and giving other people your money, in my opinion. I mean, unless you're some kind of like Saudi prince or tech billionaire and you got money to throw around like that. But I have a feeling that's not where most of that money comes from. I have a feeling it's people that like want to show their support, want to, be part of something. Basically, in my eyes, it's exploiting human emotion and like sincere human emotion. And I dislike it. Anyway, this is all, me rambling about the age of the Scarecrow, the hollow man, the stuffed man. Like, you can say I'm a freak, you can say I'm a loser, but I believe in the things I hold dear. And I will not exchange them. I cannot be bought, I will not be swayed. I, I think that is important. I think holding something above everything else is important. Having the intangible value is more important. But I've never been rich and I've never had a lot of money. So maybe if I did, I would feel differently. Or like if I had a comprehension of money, I've only just started to recently kind of get one. Prior to that, like money was just something that could be traded for drugs. Like I didn't go in stores. I didn't do that kind of stuff. Uh, I'd occasionally find clothes, but I haven't bought clothing in I don't know how long. I just find stuff and I'm like, ooh, I'm keeping this. you know, it's obviously got to be clean and stuff like that. And I want to just take something off the street. It has to come from a certain standard because like you can't take something from somebody that, those kind of people, they might have like Hep C or something. You know, I don't think you can get that from the same clothes, but I ain't taking no chances. No, sir. I've seen too many dudes come out of fucking prison and have Hep C from I don't know what they were doing. A lot of the time they said they got it from fighting, like, cause you get your fucking knuckles fucked up on somebody's teeth, and you can get like bloody. Like if you're hitting somebody in the mouth and you get your hand cut, chances are their gums are gonna be fucked up, and But maybe they were shooting and sharing needles. Maybe they were engaged in. I'm trying to think of a way to say it without saying it, but uh, backdoor shenanigans. I don't know. They said they got it from fighting, so I gotta take their word on it. And they didn't strike me as the type of guys that were into that. But you never know when guys get desperate. People will do strange shit. Uh, like you might think you know someone, but under pressure, people change. Uh, and there's sense in like you don't know someone until you've seen them under strong pressure. Like I would even go as far as like life and death pressure. But you know, uh, that stuff I guess is more common in my life, and like I didn't even know that like believing you're going to die is like a traumatic thing. Like being in a situation and believing you are going to die. Uh, and obviously, I didn't die. But at the time, especially as a kid, there were like, I can't even count them. Like 40, 50, 60, possibly way higher. I don't know. The number's outrageous. But like I remember I was listening to a lecture one time on it was something to do about medicine because I was wicked into medical lectures for a little while, and they had said that when these soldiers were being held and they thought they were going to be executed the next day, it had fucked up their heads like permanently, and I was like, oh shit, really? Like shit like that used to happen when I was a kid all the time. Like I thought I was going to die and be told you're gonna get killed and like shit like that. And like you're getting the shit beaten out of you, but bad shit happening to you anyway. So like the belief that these people would kill me, it's not far off. Anyway, I didn't know that was traumatic. So I think like pressure, there is something to that. But then like I don't want to see people have to deal with that, especially if they're unfamiliar with it. Although I think it's good for people in a sense to suffer, because it gives you a greater perspective. But a lot of people, it just permanently warps them. And but you see that now today, like people that have gone through basically no suffering and are that kind of like power mad, like deranged lunatics intent on inflicting themselves on the world around them for some like perceived slight against them. Uh, there's that thing I heard going around the internet about the man and the bear. Would you rather be in the woods with a man, or would you rather be in the woods with a bear? And they're like, women are saying the bear, and it's like, you've never been. You wouldn't outrun a bear. The bear would eat you alive. Brown bear and polar bear, black bear, it might just run away. But figuring the bear is hungry, it's just gonna eat you alive. Uh, it shows like a childish understanding of the world around them, uh, and I think that is unfortunate. But like I don't want to, just because I think that, I don't even want to see people have to watch a video of some like woman get eaten by a bear and like try and outrun a bear. That's gonna fuck their heads up. Uh, I think it's kind of sweet and kind of cute that they can have such a preposterous opinion. But like the fact that some of these people have power is extremely concerning in that fact, because it shows how disconnected from reality they are. And like they've never been even in a life and death situation. Uh, they've never had like bullets whiz past their head and been like, oh shit, if my head had been like 2 inches older, there'd be holes in it right now. That is a sobering second right there. Like, oh shit. Good times, good times. Uh, anyway, take it for what it's worth, I guess. I'm gonna have a video later anyway. Possibly tonight at midnight.